Alrighty, hello everyone. Hello fellow people, humans, etc. My name's Silen,
And my name is Rachel.
and together we are the first ICANN Disability Inclusion Ambassadors. You know, like the originals, like the very... yeah, okay.
Calm down. Yeah.
Sorry. So, who are we exactly? I'll explain. I'm 21. I have autism and ADHD, and I work as an ICANN mentor in Geelong. And I'm also studying film and animation. I also do art and drawing as a professional and as a hobby. You can have both.
Whereas I'm 22, I'm autistic, and I work as a program facilitator in Bendigo and Northern Victoria. I'm currently studying to be a high school teacher, and a hobby of mine is playing the trumpet.
That's awesome. Now, to get to the stories that we have, because we are pretty interesting people, I'd say. I'll start with myself. So a couple of years ago, I used to be extremely isolated and anxious, despite me standing up here and talking right now. I couldn't book my own doctor's appointments or speak to any staff at any shops on my own. It was so extremely nerve-wracking for me. My mother and I moved back to Australia during COVID, which was very fun, as you can imagine, and not difficult at all. And we got lost in the airport. Now, the funny thing is, when you're in Europe, a lot of people don't speak English, and I was the only one that spoke German. So I was the one that had to do all the navigating around, and I had to wave down a staff member at the airport, which was probably one of the most terrifying experiences of my life. But the person that helped us ended up being really nice, and I realized that people are actually really willing to help if you just ask for help, and it's kind of come full circle because now I'm the one that people can ask for help. So that's pretty cool. And because of this, I was able to gain enough confidence to make friends in Australia pretty quickly, despite only coming back into school in year 11 and not knowing anyone beforehand. It also helped me become an ambassador and work at ICANN and stand up here and speak to large crowds, which is pretty cool. What about you, Rachel?
Well, I found school a very difficult place to be. I had a lot of anxiety, just like you, Silen, and I really struggled to make friends and find people with brains like mine, because my brain is amazing. But because of this, I was a very talented school avoider for many years. I withdrew from school completely when I was 15 years old, but I did end up finding an alternative school in Bendigo, and I eventually re-engaged with my education. I even re-enrolled in mainstream classes. A few years later, school actually became my favourite place to be. I know, right? I made some great friends who had brains just as wacky and wonderful as mine, and I had fantastic teachers who have now been my inspiration to become a teacher. I graduated Year 12, I got my VCE, and even an ATAR in 2022. My schooling experience is what motivated me to work for ICANN and return to schools, which is something I never thought I'd say. I now make a change for other autistic students just like me and just like Silen.
Yep. Now that you know why we're here, what do we actually do? Disability Inclusion Ambassador, that could be a lot of things. Well, we're sort of like a bridge between students and school / the Department of Education. Our purpose? We try to stop students from falling in the water, the bridge. That's us.
A big part of what we do as ambassadors is talk to these governing bodies and provide insight from a student's perspective. The goal being to tell the people who make decisions about us, understand what we students actually need at school.
And together we've talked to over 2,500 people.
That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. We tell them what is helpful and what could be improved. For example, sometimes these organisations make resources like books and websites for autistic students, but it has government words in it, like reform and initiative, and we don't really know what that means. So we help them change, and we help them make the language easier for us and other students to understand.
Sometimes we also go to primary and secondary schools and talk to students about autism and how to support autistic classmates. These talks can be just a single year level or to a whole school assembly at once.
We also attend regular panels and advisory groups where we are the student voice in the room. We talk to staff, answer questions, and give feedback on things they would like to implement in schools. For example, when a room full of adults discuss how to support autistic students completing their VCE, we can jump in and be like, "Oi, yes, we've got you, that was us."
Occasionally, we get to be interviewed on a radio show or a podcast or for a YouTube clip. This is pretty awesome because we get to chat and have conversations about what it's like being autistic and working at ICANN.
But this isn't all we do. Remember that we are like a bridge. We work on both sides. We're on both teams. So while we do lots of talks and make presentations to some very important people, we still run ICANN programs in schools as mentors. This means we spend lots of time with students and teachers in our programs, and we can provide valuable feedback on what's working well at the school and what could be better.
Many of you might have been in an ICANN school program before. For those of you who don't know what an ICANN program is, we run 8-week programs with 2 ICANN staff members at a time, a program facilitator and a mentor. I'm a mentor.
We work in primary and secondary schools from grades 3 to 12.
And in our programs, we work on things such as teamwork, emotions, conversational skills, and much more. And impressively, we have had ICANN programs in over 200 Victorian schools alone.
It's also very impressive.
It is very impressive.
So we want you. Are you in Year 12 or recently finishing high school?
Do you wish you could have changed the way you were supported through school as an autistic person?
Well, boy, oh boy, do we have an offer for you.
Working as an ICANN program facilitator or mentor, you will get to
help others understand what school is like based on your own experience as an autistic student.
Develop your public speaking skills and talk to a range of audiences.
Help run ICANN programs in schools and hang out with a bunch of cool people.
Use your story to empower autistic young people through the ICANN Network Mentoring Program.
Wow, that sounds pretty cool to me, Sam.
I know, right?
And I can get all of that just by applying on the website?
That's right. You can apply by visiting the ICANN Network website or through this QR code.
And if you've got any questions, Silen and I will be floating around for the rest of the day. Thank you.